What is exceptional individuals? Exceptional individuals are children with disabilities. Disabilities? What is that? A disability involves a limitation on a person functioning that restricts the individual's abilities. There are many types of disability, but in this video, we will only focus on one disability of the exceptional individual, which is DLD. DLD. DLD is stand for Development Language Disorder. In language disorder, it has two problems which are receptive and expressive. Receptive is difficulty in receiving information, while expressive is inability to express oneself. Developmental language disorder (DLD) means someone who has significant ongoing difficulties understanding or using spoken language in all the languages he or she uses. DLD was previously known as Specific Language Impairment (SLI). There is no known cause of DLD, and that can make it hard to explain. DLD is not caused by emotional difficulties or limited exposure to language. DLD is caused by other medical conditions such as hearing, physical impairment, autism, severe learning difficulties, or brain injuries. However, children and young people with these difficulties may also have a language disorder. Based on Briony Holland, a specialist and language therapist mentioned, DLD is very common and it affects approximately 2 children per classroom. Although it is common, but it is very hidden because not many people are aware about DLD. How to recognize a person has DLD? What signs may a child or a young person with DLD will show? 1. They may not talk as much and find it difficult to express themselves verbally. 2. Their language may sound immature for their age. 3. They may struggle to find words or to use varied vocabulary. 4. They may not understand or remember what has been said. 5. Older children may have difficulties reading and using written language.
First noticed communication difficulty when she was a toddler. Other people weren't able to understand her, and I was doing a lot of translating for them.
The toddler is the range age 1 to 3 years old. In this age, toddlers tend to talk whenever they are eager want to know something or they have an interesting topics in their mind. This is when she noticed communication difficulty on her child, where she needs to translate for her because people are unable to understand her. Although her daughter had great gestures, great facial expressions, great inflection in her speech, and she might look normal as other toddlers, but she struggled with articulation. She struggled with words, in particular pronouns and complex sentences.
We spent a lot of time doing homework, excessive hours at the kitchen table. There were tears on both parts, both she and I, at times. She required a lot of support, especially after being discharged from the IEP.
In treating the DLD, Brough and Bryna are used microsystem where there is the first and closest layer of the nested systems, which encompasses an individual's human relationships, interpersonal interactions, and most immediate surroundings, thus depicting the relationship between an individual disabled person and her parents, siblings, and school environment. After being discharged from the IEP, she herself helped her daughter to improve her daughter's performance in managing her DLD. She stepped up her games, hired tutors, asked for help from enlisted neighbors and family members. The method systems, the second layer of the theory, are applied during her daughter attended the IEP, where the parents interact with the teachers to know their child performance and improvement in school.
She desperately craves social interaction, but her friends or her peers perceive her as a little bit awkward.
As the child grew older, once we attended school, our surroundings are with friends. We like to talk, create a bond with friends at school or with the neighbor at home. These social interactions might be difficult with the LD person because they always confront with language difficulties. They cannot try to interrupt conversation, point out their view immediately, or they will left behind two topics because they take time to process what they heard and try to speak. This situation may cause anxiety or stress to the LD patient. That's why the awareness about these disabilities need to spread among parents and society.
Personality is the combination of characteristics that forms an individual's distinctive character. Now, let's see what is their personality besides having DLD.
When Sophie started with us, it wasn't apparent that she had language difficulties. On an everyday basis, she worked really well.
For Sophie, she don't show apparently that she have DLD and work really well in her career. She comfortable to tell people that she have DLD. In other words, she really have the courage to show her flaws. I can say that it is not her flaws, but it is her specialty as a human being.
I lose marks all the time for my grammar errors. So I'd have to call my mom and be like, hey, what's this? I know the word, but I don't know the word.
For Grant, he is a quiet kid but excel in academic that lives in small town that does not have the full equipment for his disorder. There is no SLP, which means speech language pathologist. In other words, he does not get a complete proper treatment. He literally gets help from his mom for the words, pronunciation, and grammar errors. From his situation, we can relate with Bronfenbrenner's ecological theory. By having a good microsystem interaction, especially with his family, can help them to adapt with their surrounding and gives the mental support to face his entire life.
She's a very diligent student and would spend hours at any given time to work on homework.
From documentaries of a mother that has a daughter diagnosed with DLD, her daughter is a diligent student that tries to spend so much time struggling to understand the written expression. Sometimes, her daughter having a problem with her emotion because can you guys imagine when you can think the words you want to say but it just don't come out from your mouth? It same goes to her daughter. In her early age, she's supposed to learn language but she losing language to learn other material. But with the help of her mom by giving a tutor for her daughter to learn grammar and building up her self-confidence, we can say that it is really related with Baumrinn's theory. Her mother is really supportive where she is accepting and child-centered. The relationship between her mother and the child is reciprocal and responsive, which means her mother is practically have an authoritative parenting. How they overcome the challenges? Basically, three of them having the same method in order to overcome the challenges, but it is just different in a certain way on how they implement it. Three of them manage to have strategies to handle it till it feels usual for them.
In my spare time, I enjoy going to a choir group that I attend. It's really good fun meeting new people, has really built my confidence.
For Sophie, she tends to join choir group by having a good fun meeting with new people. It is really useful for her to build up her self-confidence. Besides that, she enjoys working as interacting with children, even it is quite challenging for her.
I'm at a coffee shop. I can't try. I will plan before I say anything.
For Grant, he will plan to say something before talking to someone or maybe ordering in the cafe. He will have the ready-made script that he can practice in order to make friends. It is just like mirroring a normal person to talk by making a question not too hard. Alright, we have come to the end of our video. So, I just want to remind you that 15 October is the Awareness Day for DLD. As human beings, we need to realize that a person who was diagnosed with DLD are the same just like us. They need to be treated just like a normal person. So, we need to create awareness about this thing. By giving understanding and support for them will bring so much meaning in their life. So, hashtag DLD for me, hashtag we are here for you. So, see you next time. Bye-bye!